I had the Peterson College Guide on my parents' kitchen table or dining room table, and I would just read it, flip it open, look through colleges, and just do research. This is, at the very beginning of the internet. So most of the research is just flipping open a book and looking around when I'm bored. And I remember it was a Saturday afternoon, and I flipped to ESPN like two, ESPN three. There's a football game on, and the announcer said, Darnell Autry takes the ball, and I go, "Ooh, that's my middle name, Autry." And Autry takes, and it happened to be, these guys in purple uniforms. It's like, oh, that's an interesting color. And then it was Northwestern University. So I flipped open my Peterson guide, Northwestern, and it said, excellent, very good school. And I read the description of it. And I was like, okay, I'll apply to this. But I'd never heard of it before. And I applied to a few other schools just on feeling and instinct. Trinity, Washington and Lee, Cornell, Columbia, and NYU, and decided on Northwestern because they gave me the most money. And back then I was like, I don't want a lot of debt. And I feel like they've made the effort to create a financial aid package where other universities, they give you a little bit of scholarships and they go, the rest, figure it out on your own. So I figured that was a sign of how I would be treated as a student. So I would go with the people who actually took time and care and consideration. And then New School Actor Studio, after graduating, Gabrielle Berkner, who I went to Northwestern with, was chatting with me on AOL IM, instant message, in the early 2000s or 2000, yeah, early 2000s. And I was writing a few plays. And she said, you should really go somewhere. I was like, well, I want to go to New York, but how should I do that? She said, apply to grad school. So I looked online, and most of the deadlines I'd missed or were approaching in a day or two, but New School Actor Studio deadline was like a month or two later. So it's perfect. I applied to that, got in, and then later on at Juilliard, my roommate went to Juilliard for playwriting, and that was great. Then my other roommate went to Juilliard for playwriting, and they were like, "You should apply." And I didn't think much of it, but another friend kept bringing up that name again and again for playwriting, and I was kind of annoyed. Like, would you shut up about Juilliard already? And then someone was like, "Oh, maybe I should apply." So I appreciate, once again, people telling me things again and again, because at first I'm like, just shut up. Why do you keep bringing this name up? But sometimes the forces that be are bringing this name up again and again and again as a sign. And so making that pact with the larger entities or universe, it's like, okay, I'm going to apply to this one time. This is meant to be. It's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. I'm fine. But since I keep hearing Juilliard, I'm going to apply and see what happens. And I was very grateful that I didn't have to apply like 5 or 6 times like most people, because I was like, I'm making a pact. I'm going to do this one time, not because of ego, but because I'm trying to see if I should be listening to this instinct. And a lot of writing and being an artist is that listening to your voice of discernment and listening to the voices that are around you that are sometimes more aware and intelligent than I am as an individual thinker. And so throughout the course of my life, whether it's the sports radio announcer saying Autry takes the ball, and I turned at that particular time, or actor studio with someone IMing me going like, apply to grad school right now. If she would have told me that 2 months earlier, I might have applied to a whole bunch of different grad schools. Or someone saying Juilliard, Juilliard again, and like name dropping people at Juilliard. I feel like those people and those incidents were inserted in my life for a reason. You just have to listen to those voices.